How to make riser properly. Well, by the end of this video, I will show you guys how to make a riser, a build-up drum roll, reverse reverb, to make a riser that sounds like this. Okay, this is the current drop that we have. And we're going to make a riser for this drop. If you want to know how did I do this drop, I'll link the video right here. But let's go ahead to first create the riser. So we're going to duplicate the lead channel here, tap and hold and press clone channel, and then we're going to just drag it down all the way. Drag the entire clip to the first phrase, double tap, go inside, and we're going to delete all of the notes except for the first note, which is a D6. So drag that D6 note up to one phrase length, and let's play and see. So you realize that the note quickly dies down. So we want the note to be prolonged. So how to do that? Go into the FX tab, press on filter and increase the decay. Now I'm going to warn you because this is going to be quite loud. Yeah, so right now the note is prolonged. Because it's quite loud, I'm going to reduce the volume here. And since we're here, let's change the name of this channel here. We're going to change it to Build Up Riser, and we're going to change the blue to more turquoise kind of blue. That should be good. And right now what we're going to do is we want to increase its frequency. So to do that, let's use the LFO tab, change the shape to saw, destination, frequency and bars. Because we're using one phrase, let's change it to 4 bars. The amount, just increase it all the way up to 100. And when you play, you hear that the frequency actually increases. Now you realize that because we have increased its frequency, the ending frequency is not the same with the first note of the lead, which is tang tang. Yeah, it's not the same frequency. So in order to bring it into the same frequency, let's go inside, drag the D6 note all the way. I think it's gonna be around E. Yeah, and then we can try it out. So okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to leave it at E. And then right now, because we want to increase its beat, instead of just frequency, we want to increase its beat. Let's go back inside to the FX tab, press on level, touch on the level knob here at the bottom panel. You don't see the bottom panel because it's closed. Just press on the arrow at the bottom right, and this will open the bottom panel. Press on the 3 dot and press on add automation track. So here we can draw out our patterns to increase the volume of the increasing riser. So normally, what is the pattern for a build-up or a riser is note will happen on every beat for the first 2 bars. And then on the 3rd bar, it will become 2 cycles for every beat. So something like this. The frequency will just keep on increasing and the bar will just keep on getting shorter. Just to add a little bit of creativity to it, we are going to change this, and I'm going to show you how I do it because I just experiment it and it sounded nice. So we're going to change this entire thing to a more creative pattern. So for the first 2 bar, it's going to sound something like this. So it's like dan, 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 and we're going to duplicate that for up until the 2nd bar. I'm just going to press copy and then we're just paste it and turn off the magnet if it's not cooperating. So it's going to sound like this. Don't mind the different levels because when you draw it with hand there's some error, but basically it's turn on for 2 parts, turn off for 2 parts, turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off for 2 parts and turn back on. Just something like that, then I repeat it. And then for the 3rd bar, I'm going to make the standard one first. And let's listen to it. Yep, I think that is fine. Okay, now that we have our riser, let's move on to the build-up drum roll. So we're gonna go to the drum track and then duplicate it, drag it down to the bottom, and I think we are just going to delete this entire clip and add a new clip. Double tap to go inside, find the snare that you think is suitable. I think it is the most standard one. Dish, dish, dish. This one, increase the volume a little bit. Again, the standard pattern for a build-up snare is gonna be one on every beat for the first 2 bars. And then starting on the 3rd bar is gonna go with 2 snares on every beat. By the time it goes to the 4th bar, it's gonna have half the bar but still 4 snares in 1 beat. You can see again the pattern is always like that. Shrink half the bar and double up the frequency of the snare. So same like the riser, instead of just using the normal pattern, we're going to add some creativity to it. I'm going to go inside and let's delete all of our drum patterns here. And because our song is kind of a bit slow, so I'm not going to go with the same 1 snare per beat, but instead I'm going to go with 1 snare for 2 beats. And then for the 3rd bar, only continue 1 snare with 1 beat. And I'm going to do something like this. Just add a little bit of creativity and I end up with a drum roll that looks like this. Starting the first 3 is quite similar, and we go to the 3rd bar, we have double up the number of snares, and then there's this creative pattern at the end here. Now, since we have our pattern already, you're going to want to layer the snares so that it creates a more fuller sound. So I'm going to just copy and then go to the first snare, FL electro clap, also paste it, percussions also paste it, and now I will have multiple snares playing together. So I'm just going to tune the volume so that I get the specific sound that I want. Okay, I think that is good enough. So right now we have done the build-up drum rolls and also the riser. The next one we're going to cover is a reverse reverb. Now think of reverse reverb as a note, adding a lot of reverb to it. Ding! And then you want to reverse the whole thing, becomes ding. So that's a reverse reverb, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. What you want to do is go to the lead, solo it, because we want to get the first note of the lead. So I'm going to copy this, paste the whole pattern here, and then I'm going to cut it until we have only our first note. And then because I want to add a nice strong reverb to it, I'm going to go into the GM Synth under the FX tab, press on FX, go to number 2, there's a reverb FX there, and I'm going to turn it on and let's try playing it. It should have a very nice reverb. Yeah, that is what we are looking for. And then I'm going to save this. Save as an MP3, reverse reverb for riser, done. And I'm going to save it and it's going to render out. Okay, then just to go back, we're going to turn off our reverb in our FX tab and delete our clip so that everything goes back to normal. Press on plus, audio clip, look for your files there. It should be this one, calling it the RR riser. I'm going to trim it until I left the reverse reverb. And you want to open the bottom tab and press on reverse to reverse the entire thing. So right now, our reverse reverb should sound like this, but I want to delete the note because if I were to play it for you, you hear this. So I want to delete the last part there because that's playing the note already. So we're just going to go ahead and trim that away. Just turn off the snapping a little bit. Okay, we have our reverse reverb right now. It's just maybe it's going to be a bit too loud. Let's play it and see how it sounds like. Okay, because like it's increasing like so I want the second half of it right after the drop hits. I also want a bounce off. So to do that, just press copy, paste it, and then this time we are going to unreverse it. So in order to control the second half reverse reverb, I'm going to just clone channel and turn off the volume. Yep, that sounds good. So So right now we have the drum rolls, we have the riser, and we also have the reverse reverb. We're almost complete. The last final touches is to add a increased white noise. Press plus, go to audio clip, go to riser, and look for riser noise. Yeah, so I'm gonna move it to somewhere I think it's gonna be. So just not to confuse you, I'm gonna change it to riser noise, yellow color, reduce the volume a little bit. Okay, and we're done. All the 4 components are there. I'm just gonna play you the entire riser together with the drop. And that's it. Hopefully right now you would know how to make a proper build up and also a riser. Thank you so much to Gospel MSC for your question, because you made this video possible. If you're watching right now and you have a question on music production or FL Studio in general, feel free to leave it down in the comment section below, because I'll try my best to answer them with a future video. It's right now sunset ready, but I just want to let you guys know I'm trying to enter this YouTube partner program, which requires me to have 4,000 watch hours in 1 year, and currently I'm only at 2,900. So yeah, if you leave your questions down below, I'll do a future video on that question. You would watch that video, in turn increasing my watch hour, making me hit my YouTube goal. Until then guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.